Hi everyone. Last time we talked about the consequentialism and utilitarianism and a little bit related to hedonism. And we also mentioned a great philosopher called Mayo and discussed his his theory called the greatest happiness principle, which is a part of utilitarianism and also related to hedonism. Today, we will continue to discuss more information about utilitarianism. So today, I will introduce indirect utilitarianism. Before I introduce it, I want to make one point more clearly. Mill and other philosophers believe that happiness that matters normally is not anyone's happiness in particular, but the greatest amount of happiness altogether. That is, it's not an individual's happiness that matters morally, but every human being's happiness add together to get maximum happiness, which matters morally. Now, let's us to continue our topic. As we all know, there are a number of forms of utilitarianism. Just as there are a number of different consequentialist theories. And in all these theories, the two most prominent are indirect utilitarianism, like Mayo defense. And another one is act utilitarianism. The difference between these two views is the difference in implementations of their central principle. Today, I will focus on discussing indirect utilitarianism, and next time I will introduce act utilitarianism. About the indirect utilitarianism, we have two-level theory. The first level says on a day-and-day basis, we ought to look to our moral rules of thumb in trying to determine what to do. In other words, we find out our moral rules and by following these rules to act in our daily life. Yeah, so the basic information about our theory I already introduced to you. But in here, some people may say, if I confront a situation which I can't follow all of my rules at the same time, which means I must betray one of them or several of them. Under this situation, what should I do? What should we do? And in here, philosophers also give us a solution to solve this kind of trouble and question. So, for example, I have two rules. The first one is don't lie to anyone, and the second one is avoid hurting people's feelings. And one day, when I hang out with my friend Elizabeth, and she thinks one skirt is very beautiful, and she wants to buy it, but when she wears it, I feel like it's not that kind of beautiful. It's a little bit ugly, and in this moment, she asked my opinion about it. So, what should I do? If I say it's ugly, I think I will hurt her feeling. But if I say it's beautiful, I lied to my friend. So what should I do? That is a big question in here, right? So under this situation, I will appeal to the great happiness principle to solve this problem. I should determine which action tends to produce more happiness. Avoiding lying or avoiding hurt people's feelings. So I think in my viewpoint, it's fine if I just tell a little white lie in order to avoid hurting someone's feelings. And I also think this kind of actions will promote more happiness. So I decide to lie to my friend in order to promote more happiness. And based on this action, I promote more happiness, which means I do the right thing in my daily life according to the great happiness principle. At the end, I want to make a summary for indirect utilitarianism. I want to mention 2 points for this theory. The first one is we have a lot of first-order rules, such as don't murder, don't hurt other people's feelings, don't lie, don't steal. All these things are our first-order rules we need to follow. And the second thing is when we confront a trouble situation such as we can't follow all of them, we must betray one of them or several of them. Under this situation, we need to appeal the greatest happiness principle to help us find the right way to act. So according to the greatest happiness principle, we try to determine which action can promote more happiness and which action can't promote more happiness. And after we determine which action is better, we just take it, and we will solve this trouble situation. That is all information I want to introduce to you in this episode. And in next episode, I will introduce another theory of utilitarianism called act utilitarianism. They are very similar to each other, but they still have some different points I want to mention. So see you next time.